Well, hello, you beautiful gods and goddesses. Welcome back to another of our goddess energy readings, or our weekly goddess uh, readings, whatever we want to call them. Yeah, featuring the book Your Goddess Year by Sky Alexander, a week by week guide to invoking the divine feminine. So we are up to the month of September. So, yeah. So all of these readings, they're intended to be timeless. Each one of these goddesses is a different week of the year, and the years, repeat. So, you know, the whatever goddess comes up, this is the energy that will follow her throughout throughout the year. So, all right. But yeah, so welcome back to another of these beautiful goddess energy readings. I love them so much, and I've learned so much about all of the different goddesses and like the different months and the different energies that go along with each goddess and where they're from. And yeah, so here we are once again to September. So let's read. A harvest is also a legacy, for very often what you reap more than you consciously know you have sown. Faith Baldwin, American author. September. September begins the harvest season, during which we gather Mother Earth's bounty and prepare for leaner times ahead. The goddesses Hestia, Aya, Demeter, and Nemesis represent both the earth's generosity and the need to manage resources wisely. As you meet them and read their stories in this section, you'll see how the sacred and the mundane are interwoven. You'll also gain insight into how relationships with our fellow humans, with the natural world, and with ourselves affect our well being. Ooh, so this week's goddess is Demeter. So let's read. And with all of these goddesses, there's so much more information, like on the internet or libraries that you can find. This is really just one person's um, interpretation of all of these goddesses. So, yeah, look up if you feel guided to any of these energies or any of these goddesses. Look up information to see what resonates with you the most, because you are going to be guided what is best for you. And maybe there's something written somewhere else that isn't in this book. So, yeah, totally expand on it if you know, find someone you like. All right. So, Demeter. Dates for inviting her September 18th to the 24th. In many parts of the world, September is harvest time, when we reap the earth's bounty in preparation for the darker days that lie ahead. This week, we recognize Demeter, one of the oldest and most important of the Greek goddesses, also known as the goddess of grain or the corn goddess. Her ancient festival, Thesmorphia, Thesmorphia, was usually celebrated in the autumn, and only adult women attended. Ah, the mystery rites held in her honor at the town of Eleusis, north of Athens, took place in September. Her story. The goddess of agriculture in ancient Greece, Demeter held a powerful and prestigious position, for it was she who made the fields fertile and the crops thrive. She also taught human beings how to grow fruit, corn, wheat, and to bake bread. Like many fertility goddesses, she is depicted as a Mother Earth deity who nourishes her people. Artists often show her holding a sheaf of wheat, oh my gosh, or a cornucopia. Demeter's maternal devotion is the subject of one of the best known myths about her. As the the story goes, the goddess's only child, a beautiful young daughter named Persephone, was kidnapped by Demeter's brother Hades. This god of the underworld wanted the girl for his wife and dragged her down, okay, into his kingdom beneath the earth. Naturally, Demeter was heartbroken and desperately tried to rescue her daughter, but without success. The top god Zeus, brother of both Demeter and Hades, offered no help at all. Friends and foes. When Demeter sought help from the gods to force Hades to release her daughter, only the goddess Hecate, October 30th through November 5th, came to the distraught mother's aid and attempted to negotiate Persephone's freedom. After Persephone and Demeter were reunited, Hecate remained as the girl's companion. Oh, okay. All right. Angry, Demeter decided to force the Olympians' hands. She withdrew her fertility from the earth. Nothing grew. Famine spread across the land. Zeus finally relented and told Hades to let the girl go. There was a problem, however. While imprisoned, Persephone ate some pomegranate seeds, an act that bound her to the god of the underworld. Eventually, the deities worked out a deal. Persephone could spend 2/3 of the year above ground with her mother, but she must live with Hades for the other third, the winter season. As a result of the agreement, Demeter came to govern the seasons, for the land blossomed only while mother and daughter were together. Persephone's descent into the underworld and her return to the realm of the living also represents the cycle of death and rebirth. Very interesting. Reasons to invite her. Women who wish to become pregnant can call upon this mother goddess to increase fertility. uh, there are other thoughts going on in my head about that. That's funny. She can also assist you in raising your children with love, kindness, and patience. Her powers of fertility extend to all creative endeavors in which you seek growth. She'll nurture your efforts at growing a business or fulfilling your artistic talents. If you're a farmer, gardener, or work in the food industry, ask Demeter to be your patroness. Let her perseverance guide you in the pursuit of your goals. Her animal totems. Myths tell us pigs and cattle, which represent fertility, were favorites of the goddess. Some legends also connect her with snakes, symbols of sexuality. How to invite her. In honor of the grain goddess, bake a loaf of bread and ask her to join you. You may also want to invite a group of your female friends to participate in making and eating the bread. A recipe isn't included here because you should choose a recipe that not only tempts your palate, but is also one that holds a personal symbolic significance for you or whose ingredients represent an outcome you desire. Keep the following in mind as you choose your ingredients. Because Demeter also governed the growth of fruit and fruit-bearing trees, a type of bread that includes fruit may bring you close to the goddess. Figs and dates are associated with fertility. Olives are a valuable crop in Greece, a gift from Demeter's fellow Olympian Athena. Consider baking olive bread or basting the loaf with olive oil. Use fall vegetables such as squash or pumpkin in your bread. If your goal is to attract good luck, put dill in the bread. Add cinnamon to bring success and prosperity. Add orange peel to encourage wealth or to bless a business. If you seek security or advancement in your job, include pecans. You may also want to serve beer, a beverage brewed from grain, with your homemade bread. Oh, very interesting. Oh, yeah. So there you go. So next week, you just saw who next week is, Nemesis. So, yeah. So, yeah. So if you decide to bake a bread, I would imagine that a bread with like dill and cinnamon and like orange peel probably isn't that good. I would maybe suggest separating and making multiple loaves of bread. So, like using kind of the same base and then adding different ingredients and having multiple loaves. So, however it applies to you. But yeah, so this week we have learned about Demeter. So I hope you all found something new or learned something new or found something that resonates with you. And if you did, please remember to hit that thumbs up. And, oh my goodness. And yeah, if you're subscribed to the channel, I want to say thank you so very much for allowing me to be part of your journey. So thank you all so very much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.